number 3. So thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate it. And this week I have so much to talk about, and I have some amazing content that is hopefully going to be on the way within the next few weeks. But guys, let's just go ahead and get straight into the account, see what kind of progress we have made. So last week we were level 28. We are currently level 34, so we've made a 6 level increase. I actually just hit 34 right before filming this video, so it's almost on the point of exactly 6 levels. But we have made some pretty decent progress with our runes. But surprisingly, glyphs. But surprisingly, that glyph increase has not really made that big of a difference in our progression so far, which is kind of surprising to me. So let's just go ahead and hop into what we've got here. So we have cleared almost all of the difficulties of everything. We are currently stuck on advanced stage 7 for the fire maze. I could probably do this if I were to manual it, but right now I am just been autoing. I'm a little too lazy when it comes to manual. I don't like to manual stages because I play multiple mobile games as well as other computer games, and being able to just auto things is just more simpler for me. I don't want to have to sit there and press buttons over and over again in order to succeed on stages. But we have made it pretty decently far. We cleared the whole, all the way up to Colossus Desert on Nightmare difficulty, which I'm pretty proud of, completely on auto, and we have almost completed Fire Maze on Advanced, like I said, being stuck on the boss stage. As far as the Dragon Mist Isles go, Tower of Trials, we did push up to 34. I can easily push up further. I just haven't done so yet. I've been mainly getting all of these here, and I've been getting unlucky with my drops from it. So I've been trying to farm 32 to get these 3 drops for the creatures. We probably will start to push here since we have a little under 1 week left. Maybe we'll just go ahead and do one of our streams today. We'll be pushing the Tower of Trials. We'll see. But 34 so far on Tower of Trials, definitely going to be pushing that further soon. As far as the Glyph Dungeons go, I did finally sit down and get into Benefit and Wrath. I cleared up to stage 5. Stage 6, I was not able to do it at the time I did it. I could probably push stage 6 now because of my rune increase, but not too bad for just autoing without really looking in or changing my team. I just basically used the Wrath team that I'll show you in just a minute to clear these stages. As far as strength, I got to stage 5, couldn't quite beat it. Again, though, just autoing, not really paying attention or changing the team at all. As far as Wrath goes, we were able to clear stage 7. But it's not very consistent. So I'm still farming stage 6 right now, which I'm okay with because stage 6 runs are relatively fast. We dropped our time down from about 11.5 to 12 minutes down to about 9 or so minutes, which I am pretty happy with, you know, seeing as how we haven't really changed the team much, and we haven't really increased our damage capabilities either. It's mainly just been survivability increases. Once we get a damaging skill, you know, or like we get a water tree or something like that, then maybe some changes could come about. But right now, this is what we're looking. However, stage 6 has been no problem when it comes to giving me awesome runes. Glyphs. I keep doing that. I keep calling them runes when I know they're glyphs. But on to the monsters. So here, as you can see, we made our first 5-star. I chose to go with the Earth Fellicore, simply because the Earth Fellicore was dying on certain stages. Now, normally this wouldn't be a problem because, you know, he puts poisons up, but he would die on stage 3, so I wouldn't have poisons for stage 4 or stage 5, which would make the runs go from 9 minutes to 13, 14, 15 minutes, or a failure because I just wouldn't have enough damage and I would die. So we did decide to go ahead and 5-star the Fellicore. As you can see here, we're almost max level, about to hit 33 of 35, so not too shabby. Most of the runes on most of these guys have stayed roughly the same. I did go ahead and swap over to a precision set here, and that's mainly just because I had some good substats of speed and attack. I also wanted to swap from percent HP to flat HP because I realized that his HP wasn't quite high enough at the time. And he has really good base defense, so I wanted to go ahead and get some percentage defense in here just to get him a little tankier. So as you can see, we're running 3 flat HP and 1% defense. I do want to swap one of these flat HPs to a percent defense. I just didn't have one at the time I was reruning. I'll probably look into this more again on today's stream and see if we can swap this around just to get him a little tankier. As far as Water Druid goes, we're still on the same set. We haven't made any changes. She's doing her job. I have no reason to upgrade her runes right now, her glyphs right now, because she just isn't worth upgrading the glyphs on right now because she's doing her job, right? So there's no reason to invest the resources into her since she does what she needs to do. Waterbird, we did make a few changes here. We did go ahead and put her on flat HP. and percentage defense, just to give her some more tanky stats, because before I had her on percent HP, and again, this was before I had received the number notice, and so I just hadn't gone through and changed them, so we went ahead and changed them. We also got some decent speed glyphs, some speed substats on all of these glyphs. We have a speed substat, which is really good for her speed, so I'm definitely excited about that. Wind Unicorn, same glyphs. Again, he does his job. No need to change, what he's doing, because he does it perfectly fine. Now, here's where the good glyphs start coming out. This right here is my baby, my Earth Dragon. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that I was not very excited about the Earth Dragon. And I was like, I love his skill kit, but it seems like it's just such a long cooldown. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I don't know how I feel about it. And I got a comment from our friendly neighborhood Childish, I believe it was. This says, I think once you get the glyph quality, your dragon will shine. Double meditation all day with decent speed, crit, and HP. And you got yourself a pseudo healer, damage preventer with a little AoE silent CC for hard PvE bosses. TOT sounds fun with this guy. And that is a direct quote. I'm literally looking at the comment on my YouTube channel right now. And this got me thinking, I love the kit of my Earth Dragon, and I might as well use what the game gives me. So I decided to just start investing. But what really kicked it off was this top right glyph up here. This was the first glyph I got of purple quality from the Wrath Dungeon. And just look how perfectly it fits for my dragon. It's a haste set, which is good because speed is king. It's a slot 1, like a top slot with speed on it. So that's exactly what I want, right? Then it has a crit substat, a speed substat, and an HP percent substat. It also has a defense percent substat, which helps increase some small points of damage. And it's got an attack substat. So overall, like attack substat, I don't care for that much because I'm not really trying to deal damage with this unit, but it's just going to increase this, not the survivability, but the damage he can do, which is any damage you can get is better. But it's just this glyph right here is the reason I decided to build this Earth Dragon. And so I just started investing in runes for him. So I have this glyph right here. It's got speed, it's got HP, it's got crit, it's got a little bit of crit damage. This one right here, again, crit, it's got HP and defense, crit, speed. Like, I just realized I had so many good runes. This one, crit, HP, defense, HP. Like, it was just, I had so many good runes. I didn't know what to think. I was like, oh my god, I can rune my Earth Dragon to do wonders. And so that's what I did. I went ahead and I runed my Earth Dragon to do wonders, and his stats are beyond amazing. I have plus 66 speed. I've got, 12, almost 13k HP at level 30. I have some decent accuracy. I mean, not that I really need accuracy. He does have a stun, but that's not really what it's for. 67% crit. This works for me. I haven't had an issue so far with him not healing when I need him to heal, so it's going pretty decent. And almost 900 defense. So this is where I'm looking at right now. I would like to increase these more, but as you can see, crystals are kind of a problem. But I'm definitely excited to keep working with the dragon. I have also upgraded a lot of skills. So I actually did upgrade his third skill to max. His second skill needs a couple more upgrades, but that's okay. First skill is almost max as well. I was mainly just going for the third skill for this guy, and that's the important thing. For the Wind Unicorn, I hated that I had to do this. I was just trying to get this one skill, and it was literally the last skill I got. But you know what? It was worth it, because once I did get that last skill, I noticed I was able to clear things a little bit quicker, not having to deal, not being close calls when it comes to healing, because I had the heal debuff, etc. But definitely not bad. I do also want to mention a few things that I'm working on. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I have not had a chance to test it, but I did decide to start working on a few units. The first unit is the Air Triad. I've seen it used before. I know this unit is great. His AI sometimes can be a little stupid sometimes, but his skill kit is amazing. His first skill has the ability to go into, I believe it's a turn bar reduction. Here, we can double check it while we're here. Let's see. Oh, no, it's just increased damage based on max HP, chance of poisoning for 2 turns. Oh, and yeah, and then this one is damage based on no max HP and a chance of lowering their turn bar. So either way, like, no matter which one of these I get, I'm going to be satisfied, because poison is just going to increase the damage that I have going out, and this is going to reduce the turn meter, which is going to allow me to get more poisons to take, to do damage when his turn does finally come up. But the main reason why I'm having him here is because he has an AoE silence. I'm sorry, an AoE CC. Whether it's sleep, blind, or confuse, it's gonna assist me in reducing the damage that my team takes. Now, this is important because the team comp I'm trying to build is very glass cannon-y, okay? It's gonna be all about pure damage and speed. And so having this is amazing. This third ability is even better. It gives increased critical chance and attack of all allies, which is just going to increase the damage my team can output and reduce the rune requirements that my team needs. It also will grant Phoenix Soul for 2 turns. What this does is it allows them to revive with a percentage of HP if they die while the buff is active. So basically, if my team dies, they're going to come back to life. And because my team is so glass cannon, the odds of them dying are probably high, so having this buff up is going to increase their damage and their survivability by allowing them to res. Now, the basic of the team I'm looking at is evolving these air samurais. If you don't have an air samurai, this team probably won't work, because the whole point is the skills that this guy has. The first being this team up ability. So this allows me to team up with 2 allies to attack an enemy. This is just huge damage output. Just using these 2 units alone, I've seen them each hit for about 2k, and that's with these mediocre stats and only being level 10 at the time. So lots of damage coming out from this team up skill, and ultimately I'm going to be running with a 1 pure single target damage dealer that's just going to do ridiculous damage when using this team up ability. Then the third skill is attacking all enemies, allowing me to have AoE, which is amazing, and inflicting great damage and amplifying damage of the targeted enemy by 40% for 3 turns. Now, this is really important because it's giving us more damage. It's like, that's amazing. And it also has a chance of decreasing speed, again, allowing us to mitigate damage. Now, I'm running with 2 of these guys, right? Which means we're going to have almost permanent hunt up, right? Which is that 40% increased damage. We're also going to have 2 chances to team up. The other unit I'm going to be using, which I haven't started working on yet, but I know that everyone is super excited about it, and that is this guy right here, the Water Masaru Monk. And this is mainly because he decreases the defense of all enemies and increases the attack of all allies, and he also has a chance of stealing turn bar. Now, this is mainly for the defense break. AoE defense break is going to be real good, especially when you pair it up with the 2 samurais. You're going to have a fantastic amount of AoE damage and a secondary attack buff, meaning you're going to have attack buff up probably 95% of the time, give or take. I haven't had a chance to test it as I don't have runes or leveled up, or I haven't done a lot of work on the team, but it is definitely in the future. I am planning on continuing to build it. The only thing I'm looking for with that team now is going to be what pure damage dealer I want to use on the team. I would like to use a damage dealer that maybe has some built-in poison on a basic attack, or has, you know, the ability to self-buff themselves with critical damage, or something along those lines, just so we get additional damage built in to the team. However, that's kind of where we are right now. I could talk a little bit about Arena. I guess we might as well do that a little bit before we go. I'm sitting at Bronze 2. I decided I wanted to push to Bronze 2 real quick, just so that I could be in a little bit of a more competitive environment when I wanted to. However, I did decide to set my defense to 1 unit, which as of last week, I'm sure you noticed I was not doing that before. I did put it as my Ice Knight because I did want to have a chance to win some defenses, and the Ice Knight is relatively good at soloing some defenses. I have only gotten maybe 3 or 4 victories since I swapped to here, but that's exactly what I wanted. I just wanted to stay in the middle of the pack for Bronze 2 in order to farm up my reputation points. And this is probably where I will stay for quite a while until I probably have a full 5-star team, at which point I will then move into Bronze 3, maybe over into Silver. But anyways, that's kind of where the account's going. I definitely want to build up those monsters. I will probably have a pretty big emphasis on that over this weekend, getting those units to at least 3-star max level, and evolving them, especially with the dungeons being all open this weekend, as well as having increased drop chances. I will probably take advantage of that and farm up the evolution materials for those units, as well as deciding what pure damage dealer I want to use for that team. If you have any ideas of pure damage dealers that are not natural 4 stars, because I don't have any other than the Earth Dragon, if you have natural 3-star DPSs that you think would be a good fit for that double samurai air treant and Water Masaru Monk team, please go ahead and leave a comment down below so that I can test them out, or at least look at their kits and decide if I think they're worthy of using. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Also, if you have any questions about my account or any questions in general, you can always check out my Discord or leave a comment in this video and I will do my best to respond to them. Anyways, guys, I do have some awesome info coming out soon, and I will be live on stream today in probably about 2 or 3 hours from this time. The video is uploaded, so if you do see it, go ahead and stop by the Twitch channel. The description, or the link, will be in the description below. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for weekly check-in number 3. Thank you so much for hanging out, and see you later, Guardians.